Welcome to a new update, and today we're going to discuss where am I buying Bitcoin and where am I looking for a potential position so the update will not be that long. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are back with the daily videos on YouTube and we will continue to do so in 2023. Also, we have started our trade portfolio. We are up 8% in a week. If you want to join the trade portfolio, which we will be doing through copy trading next month, then definitely check out the description where you can find a partnership with ByBit 1 month for free if you join through our affiliate link and deposit if you deposit $1,000 you get $100 for free. So when we're looking at the markets, we can definitely argue that yesterday we have been trying to get a breakout going, right? So we have been getting this momentum here in which we cracked the crucial resistance at 16.5. We couldn't really break through it earlier. Then we had a slight consolidation, a breakout, and we've got this entire gap. So right now we've broken through the 16.6k barrier and we have been constructing ourselves within this range. And we've been trying to get out of that range through the breakout yesterday, but we couldn't really get through it as we've got bad numbers for Bitcoin and risk on coming in as the PMI services in the US was way more positive, which is a macro number and it describes how the economic sentiment is, and it is more positive than expected, which is positive for the DXY. And positive for the dollar, which have been bouncing upwards, and therefore we couldn't really hold the crucial level of support and therefore started to nosedive south, or at least correct the entire move up. So in that way, the uptrend for now is a little bit gone when it comes to the price action of Bitcoin. However, if you have been looking at the video of yesterday, you know for sure that I'm looking at a relief rally towards 40 to 50k in Q2 of 2023, and then the optimal position is to start accumulating in these ranges, as right now the valuation of Bitcoin is still very low. So it gives you massive opportunities. It's very comparable to Q4 2018, which also have been granting you massive opportunities. Now, when we're looking back towards the day trading purposes of Bitcoin, I think that we're still on the edge of a big volatile move, which could be due to FOMC next week, which could be to PPI and CPI next week, or it could be through Genesis, whether or not going bankrupt or finding money to survive. If it goes bankrupt, probably we're going to find ourselves at new lows. If it is going to be fine, we probably shoot up quite fast. So it's a cutting edge there. And right now we have been trying to break through this resistance point at 17.2, which we couldn't. So I define 3 potential scenarios that I would be looking at when it comes to trading Bitcoin at this point, and they are quite simple. First of all, the conservative one is the one we have here around 16.5. So we've got this entire big move to the upside, which is an impulse move. If it is going to lose this range low, as we have been acting within this range, right? If we lose this range low and lose the level at 16.9, it is very reasonable to suspect that we're going to fall towards 16.3, maybe even wick into 16.2. So if we look at the first scenario that I'm looking for potential longs, it is going to be within this range. It is going to have a stop beneath and it has the targets at 18.1. Alright, that is still the game plan. It is granting myself a risk reward of 5. So this is the positive trade that I'm looking at, and I'll put it on the side to avoid any, well, let's say, if I'm going to put all those scenarios in, probably it's going to be the wisest to do the widest on the top or on the right. The second scenario that I'll be looking at is something that we are faking, or we are rejecting resistance at 17.1, and actually the rejection at 17.1 is a trigger for the potential short, which is more beneficial to look at when it comes to ETH, but we can look at that in a little bit. If we're looking at Bitcoin, rejection here, sweeping these lows, reclaiming 16.9, and then we can start defining ourselves a trade in which we are making it tight with a tight stop, as we had a fake out on the downside as well, reclaim, and that often triggers for continuation to the upside. And then I'm also going to be triggered looking at the long around it towards 18.1, maybe even towards 17.4 to 5, giving me a probable profitable trade as well. So this is the second scenario which I'll be looking at. The final scenario is the one that we have been getting here. We are getting range resistance. If we reclaim range resistance and hold here, that is going to give you a trigger for the long as well, a very active one, and you have to define a stop loss on a consolidation here, and then we can start targeting 18.1 again, but we can also start targeting 19.6, because ultimately you're looking at a wider trade then, because it is showing strength that it's able to reclaim the range resistance, and then we can start continuing. The impulse wave starts to become more attractive for people to jump into new highs, and then you're looking for TP around 18.4 and most likely 19.7. Now when we're looking at Ether, probably the same view. We've got the range resistance and we've got this resistance at 1300, which we couldn't really break through. If Ethereum is able to get back here and starts consolidating, you're going to be playing an active or aggressive long, which most likely is going to be towards 1500 plus, right? On the other hand, if we are not able to do so and there's going to be weakness on the markets, which as a matter of fact right now the S&P doesn't look too great on the daily time frame, and looks like it wants to correct a bit. If it wants to do that and Ethereum is going to have another sweep of the low, then you're looking at the long around 1210, I guess, maybe a bit lower at 1170, but a sweep of this low is going to be the trigger for a long, or a reclaim here or consolidating around range resistance is going to give you an active trade. So resume, we've got three options to look for. Reclaim 17.2 continuation, sweep of the low and reclaim 16.9 is a trigger for a long, and the third and final one is the one at 16.4. Tomorrow we are going to discuss altcoins. I said I would do it today, but we're going to do it tomorrow. Make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow.